Jeez.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has landed on the
About freaking time.
Superhero fans another wild romp through a digital New York City. The game is stuffed to the brim with iconic Marvel heroes and villains, as well as plenty of deep-cut references to the Spider-Man comics.
Sweet.
Some of those references even provide some clues about Insomniac's inevitable next Spider-Man
Yeah, because
game.
you know it's going to be a Spider-Man 3.
Break
Like,
down the ending to
come on.
Spider-Man 2 along with the side quests that set the stage for more Spidey content down the road. From the return of Dr. Octopus to the emergence of Spidey's greatest nemesis, this is what to expect from a
Come
Spider-Man.
on, break it to me. How Spider-Man 2 sets up Insomniac's next game. Peter Parker retires. Oh, I call BS. What is this? Like an April Fool's joke?
All of it.
Even though it's not freaking April.
Go be Peter Parker for a while.
Over the course of several games, Insomniac has established a universe
Since
wherein
when?
Peter Parker and Miles Morales share the mantle of Spider-Man. Peter is the veteran hero, having been on the job for roughly 7 years by the start of the original Marvel's Spider-Man. Miles is the rookie,
Yes, I know.
gaining his spider powers in the original and coming into his own in the 2020
I'm like, since
spin-off
when? He
Spider-Man
retires.
Miles Morales.
What?
Both characters share the spotlight in Spider-Man 2, allowing gamers to quickly switch between Peter and Miles on the fly. However, the ending of Spider-Man 2 suggests that things may be changing in the Insomniac universe. Peter ends the game by hanging up his tights and ceding the Spider-Man mantle to Miles. Peter is retiring.
Oh my god, he sounds so excited. Peter is retiring. Like, shut up, yo.
May Foundation up and running. It's a big step for Peter, who's finally learning that there are ways he can help the world and live up to his great responsibility other than being a costumed vigilante.
It's a big city. I can handle it.
Man, Peter is
This
such
is
a
an
big road
equally
towards
big step
Miles. It's
for
so
Miles,
cute.
Who has gone from being the younger secondary hero to being New York's one and only Spider-Man. We assume this ending is setting the stage for a direct sequel to Spider-Man Miles
I can see
Morales,
that.
with Peter's retirement providing the justification
Like, can you
for why
stop saying
Miles
retirement?
is
Like,
now
he's
the
not
only
retiring,
hero in the
idiot.
spotlight. As for the inevitable Spider-Man 3, surely some new disaster will compel Peter to come out of retirement and suit up once again. This game provides plenty of clues as to what that disaster might involve.
Green Goblin in the Insomniac universe. So what's gonna happen?
The Insomniac Spider-Man universe is unusual in that it has no version of the Green Goblin, arguably Spidey's greatest and most iconic nemesis. Norman Osborn has certainly played a major role in these games, but he has yet to become Green Goblin.
What have you done?
Oh, it's coming out though.
I'm sorry.
How ironic that he's wearing the color green. Like, Insomniac, I
Mayor of New
see.
York City and a father struggling to come to grips with the death of his wife and his sons.
It's like a little tease.
As for Harry, we have yet to see the younger Osborn become Green Goblin either. Spider-Man 2 instead has Harry bond with the Venom symbiote, similar to what happened in the Ultimate Spider-Man
Totally
animated
not
series.
predictable.
Only at the very end of Spider-Man 2 do we get any hint about the impending debut of Green Goblin.
Get the G serum ready. ASAP.
As the game
I mean,
wraps
he's
up,
so
Harry is
mad.
in worse condition than ever, and a desperate Norman orders his technician to break out the G serum. This substance is surely
He's
the
a caring dad. It's
Insomniac universe
cute.
version of the Oz formula, a chemical compound that makes the user incredibly strong, but also warps their mind.
Back to formula.
I'm like, damn.
With the G serum now in play, it seems more than likely that we'll finally meet the Green Goblin in Spider-Man 3. The question is, of course, which Osborn will become Green Goblin? Both Norman
Dude,
and Harry tend
Norman.
to become Green Goblin in most incarnations of the Spider-Man franchise, including the comics and the Sam Raimi movie trilogy.
It's gotta be freaking
Either
Norman.
character could wind up as Green Goblin in the sequel. Maybe Norman injects his son with a G serum.
I also find it
transforming
ironic
Harry into a
how
monster even
his face
worse
is green
than
in this
Venom.
scene.
Or
Like, they are
perhaps
showing
Norman
off
tests the
teasing.
Scrum on himself first, causing all his pent-up rage and frustration to take physical form. Either way, it definitely appears as though Insomniac has saved Green Goblin in order to make him the main villain of Spider-Man 3.
I love you, son.
Though based on the way Spider-Man 2 ends, Gabi may have to share the spotlight with a familiar face.
Man, I don't care about no freaking Dr. Octopus.
What do you want?
The mid-credit scene in Spider-Man 2 features a surprising and very welcome cameo appearance by Otto Octavius, who's now imprisoned.
I could see
in the
freaking
lab
Norman,
following
like,
his defeat
letting
in
him
the first
go.
Spider-Man game.
So that way he can help
Norman
him.
approaches his old colleague
Just
in hope
saying.
that Otto will reveal the identity
Just
of
like,
the true
okay,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Otto refuses, happy to see his nemesis wallowing in misery.
We all have to experience loss. Even you, Norman.
In this scene, we see Otto writing in a journal. We never learn exactly what Otto is writing, but it seems to involve his grand plan for revenge against Spider-Man. He refers to it as the final chapter.
What are you writing?
The final chapter.
Well, what exactly is the final chapter? Looking at the comics, there are two different Spider-Man storylines that share that title. The first is 1965's The Amazing Spider-Man number 33. That issue features one of the most iconic Spidey moments ever as Peter is trapped beneath tons of rubble and has to summon all his strength and courage to break free.
Whoa.
The other storyline is Spider-Man The Final Chapter, a 1998 crossover where Spidey clashes with the Green Goblin. Here, Osborn initiates a ritual known as the Gathering of Five that he believes will grant him incredible power. This is also the storyline where Aunt May, who was believed to have died back in 1994's The Amazing Spider-Man number 400, is revealed to be alive and well.
Shut up, what?
Neither of these storylines involve Dr.
What a
Octopus,
twist.
and neither seem to offer many clues as to what Otto's master plan involves. This may be a case where Insomniac is invoking the name of something with deep significance to the Spider-Man franchise while going in its own direction. Still, as Dr. Octopus returns to threaten the city once again, we may see a scene inspired by The Amazing Spider-Man number 33, where Peter has to dig deep and find new reserves of strength. And it's always possible that Spider-Man 3 could undo Aunt May's death.
Okay, now
just like
you're
the comics.
freaking saying stuff overboard. Like, no, that would be so freaking cringe.
Another possibility is that Insomniac is teasing an adaptation of the Superior Spider-Man. In that controversial series, a dying Dr. Octopus implants his mind in the body of Spider-Man and takes over Peter's life, eager to
Gosh.
prove himself the better hero.
These villains are
How much
so
the
obsessed
Insomniac
with freaking
series
Spider-Man.
already draws on the work of Superior Spider-Man writers Dan Slott and Christos Gage, we could very easily see Spider-Man 3 becoming a game where Miles is forced to battle a corrupted Peter
Oh,
Parker
so deja
in
vu
City.
over again. Yeah.
To save you! I'm the hero. I don't get sick.
That was so freaking good.
One of the side quests in Spider-Man 2 pits our heroes against a deranged terrorist known as the Flame. That quest line ends with Peter and the Wraith battling it out with the Flame's goons and failing to stop the villain from executing his true plan, derailing an Oscorp train carrying a sample of the Venom symbiote.
That scene though,
It's here
I
that
was
we
like,
learn
yo,
the
who the heck is that guy?
Flame's
Until I'm like, oh,
He's
okay.
Cletus Cassidy, and he wants to use the symbiote to wreak havoc and destruction on a whole new level. We've just witnessed the origin story of Carnage, a symbiote villain even stronger and more bloodthirsty than Venom.
Hell
This
yes.
is a bit of a diversion from Carnage's traditional origin story. Most versions of the Spider-Man
Jeez, that
universe
face,
depict
though.
Cletus as a cellmate of Venom's host Eddie Brock, who bonds with an offshoot of the symbiote. But with Spider-Man 2 changing a great deal about
Yo,
Venom's
you don't even
backstory,
look
it makes
threatening,
sense
like,
to
what?
rework Carnage too. Insomniac is clearly setting up some future Spider-Man content with this reveal. We just don't know if Carnage will be the star of a DLC campaign or if he's meant to be the villain in a future Spider-Man sequel.
Ew, I'm getting spoiled. I'm not gonna watch that movie.
Another side quest in the game winds up leading Spider-Man to the penthouse apartment of Dmitry Smeryakov, better known as the shape-shifting villain Chameleon. Thanks to a series of pre-recorded messages, Spidey learns about the troubled history between Chameleon and his half-brother Kraven. He then escapes a death trap meant for Kraven himself.
That's right.
Need to get out of here.
The quest ends with a disguised chameleon watching Spidey swing away and vowing to do what his brother couldn't.
What a little
Kill
stalker.
Spider-Man.
Don't worry, brother. I will do what you could not.
I will do it much
Seems
better
pretty
than
safe to
you.
assume we'll see Spidey and Chameleon clash in some upcoming Spider-Man content. We'd guess Chameleon will be the focus of a DLC campaign for Spider-Man 2, as he isn't necessarily a villain who can support his own game.
Spider-Verse cameos.
The Insomniac universe already has 2 Spider-Mans, but there could be more in the near future.
Oh, you know there's
Spider-Man
more.
2 features a pair of cameos that hint at the series drawing in even more Spider-Verse favorites. First, there's the Spider-Bot quest
I
line,
was like,
which ends
hold
with
up,
a
who?
befuddled Spidey being confronted by a futuristic bartender named Delilah. Delilah gathers up the rogue Spider-Bots and tells Spidey, if Miguel comes looking for these, tell him finders keepers.
And if Miguel comes looking for these, tell him finders keepers.
Wait, who's Miguel?
The Miguel in
Bingo.
question is Miguel O'Hara, better known as the futuristic hero Spider-Man 2099. We're not sure if Delilah is based on an existing Marvel character, but her name and weirdly polygonal body shape both suggest she could be connected to Lila, Miguel's holographic AI assistant. In any case, could the next Spider-Man game involve time travel?
Good.
Second, the game features a post-credits scene where Miles and his mother
Freaking
host a dinner
silk.
for Albert and his daughter. His daughter turns out to be Cindy, who in the comics becomes the heroine Silk.
Oh,
And of
this is
course,
my
they
daughter.
didn't even show me
Cindy.
her friggin' face, just the back of her friggin' head.
This is a tease that could
Okay,
pay off in a
Insomniac.
potential Spider-Man Miles Morales 2. We may see Cindy Moon gain spider powers of her own and learn the ropes of the superhero game from Miles. Maybe Spider-Man 3 will allow gamers to play as 3 different spider people? The more the merrier, I say.
We're going to heal
Man, shut up, Venom.
everyone.
Still freaking cool though.
That is everything you need to know about the ending to Spider-Man 2. What are you most excited for in the next game? Let us know in the comments. And for all things Spider-Man, make sure you like and subscribe to IGN wherever you watch.
Hey peeps, so I reacted to that, and yes, like I said, I did check out Spider-Man 2, and it is such a freaking good game to the point that I'm just like, yo, I need Spider-Man 3, like, ASAP, even though it's gonna take, what, another 5, 6 years, maybe 7 years, but I'm like, you know what? I'm ready for it though. Watching freaking Spider-Man 2, because like I said, I am not a freaking gamer, I'm a freaking video game watcher. When I was watching freaking Spider-Man 2, I was like, yo, it's so freaking good. The freaking story, the freaking soundtrack, like just everything about it, the characters as well. They were all so freaking good. Even the freaking villains, yo. Freaking Harry. I freaking like Harry way better than the freaking movie versions of Harry. The freaking movie version of Harry, he can go freaking screw himself. Like, I could not stand movie versions of freaking Harry. His obsessive, wannabe, jealous little freak can go freaking shove it. Like, I could not stand that freaking Harry. So, surprisingly, like I said, I freaking like Harry in the freaking game version that Insomniac freaking did. Spot on freaking Insomniac. Peter and MJ, they're cute and all, but I really did not care about them at all. I'm like, okay, cool, moving on. And Venom, yes, he freaking rock. Obviously, Harry was gonna be freaking Venom. It was so freaking obvious to the point that at first I was like, ooh, maybe Norman will be freaking Venom. But sure enough, no, that was not the case. It was Harry all along. And then freaking Craven, my guy, liked him all the way until his last scene. Was freaking good. Other than that, yes, Spider-Man 2 freaking rock. Will it be game of the year? You just never know nowadays. So I guess I'll have to freaking find out along with you peeps. Guys, that was it for this video. Chill, I-XPLODE. This chick is out. If you guys have any vids for me, you guys know where to freaking go. You guys stay lit. Peace.